Today, we're talking about everything Raider. Raider is a Vanguard hero, and since he's a Vanguard, he's very adaptable. So you have your basic light attacks. As you can see, they're fairly quick. You can chain them 3 times, no more than that. Raider also has some pretty good heavy attacks. As you can see, when I swing the second time, I start to flash. That's hyper armor. This will not allow me to get interrupted. This is perfect to use during ganks. But you have to at least get one swing in. This could be a heavy attack or a light attack. As you can see, I flash with the light. Start with the heavy, I flash again. Sometimes it's a good idea to bait your opponents, maybe swing before they get to you. They're going to be already swinging and you're going to catch them with the unblockable. Yes, you may trade, but most of the times, Raider's going to do way more damage. Alright, so let's take a look at Raider's Zone. Raider's Zone is just an unblockable attack. Takes forever to wind up, but it does a pretty good amount of damage. Very predictable, very easy to parry, so you want to be careful when you throw this out. One main thing with this ability is while you're ganking somebody, you want to just keep throwing this because they have to parry it or dodge it. And your teammate can get some hits in while you do this. And when they're low enough, you can just finish them with the attack. This is the equivalent of Warden's Shoulder Bash. You want to use this as much as you can when you find a good opportunity to use it. As you can see, if I dodge to the side, I can do the stun and tap. All I got to do is dodge, light attack forward. Dodge, light attack forward, and that's how you perform it. I could just straight up do this forward, or I could do it to the left. This ability can be predictable, so you want to mix things up. So sometimes what I do is I'll throw a heavy attack straight into the light attack. And the way you do this is while the Raider swings his axe back, you want to press the light attack button, then he'll go into the stun and tap. As you can see, light attack, heavy, light. I press the heavy, then a light attack. And it swaps the attack pretty quick, and it's hard to catch on, especially when you do it from overhead. As you can see, the animation's super weird. You can also pair this with your zone. As you can see, very confusing. And going back to the zone, as you can see, the basic attack comes from the side, but if you throw an attack, then throw a zone, he brings it from the bottom for more damage. This is a very deadly attack, and you can also feint it just like a regular zone, as well as feint it and go into a light attack. Very versatile move. While doing this zone, it's a pretty good idea to swap your opponent if you're in the middle of a gank. This makes it really hard to parry this attack. Another cool thing that Raider can do is if you're unlocked from your opponent, you can run at him, press X, throw him, and get some damage in. But another thing you could do is if they're against the wall and you grab them, you can run them up against the wall, hit them, and get some attacks in. Overall, I honestly would have to put Raider at like B tier because he's so versatile, he does a lot of damage, and he has pretty decent feats for a vanilla character. So, taking a look at his feats, as you can see, he has Tireless. This is really good, especially when you want to get a lot of those stun and taps in. He doesn't lose stamina that quick, and you got Body Count, which is also really good because Raider is one of the best heroes to clear minions in this game. And then you got Rush, just give you a speed boost. A really good tip with this is if you're playing Breach, you grab the shield banner, you could turn this on, and you run like normal speed. Really good to have on Breach. Inspire, I like to use this on Breach because your allies and yourself deal more damage and soldiers fight faster. You also got Bear Trap. Bear Trap takes a bit of planning, but if you set a Bear Trap at the right spot, you can actually rack up a good amount of kills. It's not the most powerful ability, but it's great for making somebody stay still and getting a lot of damage in. Marked for Death reveals target's position, lowers the stamina and defense, increased renown gained upon kills. Something I like to do with this is if I'm attacking the Guardian on Breach, I like to throw it on to deal more damage to him or the commander if I'm playing the attack on Breach. And Battle Cry is one of the next feats you would get. As you can see, it says allies and yourself deal more damage, discourage enemy soldiers to attack. This is just like the previous feat Inspire, but it's a little bit more powerful, but you also discourage enemy soldiers from attacking. This is really good to have on Breach, especially when those pikemen attack you because they do a pretty good amount of damage. You got Fury. Most Vikings have Fury. Raise sprint speed, attack, and defense greatly. Pretty much all Vikings have this. This is a good feat to have because Raider already does a lot of damage. Stacking this on top of it will make you almost unstoppable. Second Wind is another feat I like using. You just recover some health. If you're in a long drawn out fight, maybe you're fighting against the Conqueror, he's taking forever to die, and you need to hold your own, this is a good thing to have because you just need health sometimes. And then lastly, we have the Fire Flask, which is really good. I like these better than the Catapult because you can actually activate it quicker, and it has a lingering effect over an area, which is always good. And we have the Stalwart Banner. A good use case for the Stalwart power banner is on Breach. You can actually set this on the commander, giving him health for a short period of time. Really good if you're in an intense fight at the end of a Breach match. And going back to the Fire Flask, if you're on attack on Breach, I would use this, throw it on a commander, do as much damage as possible. And lastly, he has Slippery. Activate to block all grab attempts for a while. I like this feat and it's pretty good, and I've also seen plenty of montages of people using this feat and just destroying the whole team. Not for me, but if you don't want to have to worry about guard breaks, this is a good feat to have while you're ganking. That's going to be it for the Raider. I hope you learned something new in this video. If you have any questions, put it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.